Welcome, dearly beloved anointed ones. Someone who treated you as completely replaceable is currently experiencing a massive internal system crash, and it is a public, irreversible collapse. You know exactly who I am talking about. They walked around with absolute arrogance while constructing a false narrative about you. They whispered lies to anyone who would listen. They expected your departure to break you completely, but instead, you became the uncertainty they were never built to handle. Now, the very people they used to gossip with are watching them unravel. Their mask has not just slipped today, it has completely shattered in front of everyone. Buckle in, chosen one, because what you are about to hear is not just commentary, it is a specific, undeniable X-ray of the meltdown happening behind closed doors right now. Do not scroll away from this. If you leave this video, you will miss the exact sequence of events that is about to unfold. Your quiet obedience in private has just activated a massive public blessing. They thought they had you entirely figured out. They calculated every single move to keep you small and compliant. Every word they spoke was designed to make you question your own sanity. They fed on your reactions and thrived on your pure emotional energy. But then you did the one thing they never anticipated. You went completely silent. You removed your light from their dark matrix. And that single act of choosing your dignity signed their eviction notice, handing the verdict to a court they cannot appeal. Your silence was a lethal weapon that starved their demons. And now they are drowning in the loud noise of their own making. They are frantically searching for a replacement for you, but they are quickly realizing that your specific depth is utterly unreplicable. You are the diamond they threw away to play with cheap rocks, and the agonizing weight of that realization is hitting them all at once. They are malfunctioning because the fuel supply has been permanently cut off. Now, let us go deeper into what this means for you. Because what you are feeling right now is not new. Listen closely, because this is the exact part the enemy tried to hide from you. There is a physical reason you have been feeling that heavy weight this entire week. That heavy, suffocating feeling in your chest is not random, and the nights you wake up at exactly 3 in the morning are proof of this shift. Your jaw is tight, and your heart is racing. Their face flashes in your mind, and you simply cannot breathe. Listen to me very carefully, chosen one. That is not anxiety. You are not going crazy, and you do not need fixing. That physical weight you feel is your highly advanced spirit, detecting the absolute panic of the enemies who just realized they permanently lost access to you. They are starving for your pure energy. The spiritual backlash is hitting your physical body because your nervous system is absorbing the frantic frequency of a manipulator losing control. Stop wondering why they act like nothing happened. Stop swallowing that burning feeling sitting in your throat. You keep swallowing it back down every time their name comes up in conversation. You have to stop doing that right now. You have a pure heart, and you became a human battery for people who only knew how to take. They plugged into your light because their own souls were completely bankrupt. You gave them grace when they deserved absolute silence, and you offered them a mirror to their own potential that they ultimately smashed. They despised you because your pure light exposed the rotting core they desperately tried to hide. You were never the anomaly in someone else's otherwise healthy life. You are the mirror. The reaction got this loud because you got closer to their truth than anyone before you ever had. You saw the frightened child behind the monstrous mask, and for that, they had to punish you by isolating you and painting you as the villain to protect their fragile illusion. You have been fighting these brutal battles in absolute silence. You thought nobody noticed your exhausted tears. You thought nobody saw how you held your integrity when they lied on your name to your own friends. The flying monkeys gathered around them and celebrated your absence. You felt like the ultimate black sheep abandoned in the cold. But your isolation was not a punishment. It was a divine formation season designed to protect you from the matrix. Your spiritual exhaustion requires a biological reset. Because while you were bleeding from wounds inflicted by blind people, you were actually being upgraded. Every time you chose not to retaliate, you built an impenetrable fortress around your soul. You thought you were losing, but you were being permanently separated from a bloodline curse. The generational patterns that plagued your family end completely with you, because you are the true cycle breaker heaven has been waiting for. You are entirely exhausted. It is a bone-deep tiredness that absolutely no amount of sleep can ever fix. You wake up feeling like you just ran a marathon in your dreams. Your physical body feels incredibly heavy, and every single morning when you open your eyes, your mind is wrapped in a thick, suffocating fog. This is not normal fatigue, and you are not just stressed. This is the exact reality of being a pure energy source. You functioned as the ultimate stabilizer for a deeply chaotic environment. Whenever they spiraled out of control, you were the one who anchored them to reality. You constantly absorbed their toxic emotional waste just so they could feel clean for one day. You handed over your absolute best pieces to them while they secretly plotted to leave you completely empty-handed and broken. But they never truly intended to heal, chosen one. They only wanted to consume. You fell straight into the parasite trap because your pure heart is originally designed to love deeply and without condition. They simply plugged into your luminous energy field and treated you like a completely disposable human battery. And when you finally had nothing left to give, they callously discarded you and moved on to their next unaware victim. They walked away from the wreckage looking vibrant and fully alive. They literally stole your ageless glow to wear it proudly as their own mask. Meanwhile, you were left alone in the dark, desperately trying to piece your shattered reality back together while the world kept spinning. You sat in absolute silence and wondered what you did wrong. You replayed every single conversation to find the exact moment you failed. Stop looking for your mistake right now. You made absolutely no mistake. Your only crime was handing a priceless diamond to someone who only knows how to collect cheap rocks. They could never appreciate your specific depth. You are one of the rare 2 people on Earth who could actually look past the illusion and see their incredibly frightened core. And because you saw their raw truth, they absolutely had to destroy your credibility. They immediately deployed their flying monkeys to assassinate your character in public. You stood there and watched the very people you once helped turn their backs on you without a second thought. That profound betrayal sits like a heavy stone right in the center of your stomach. It makes you feel completely physically sick. That sudden, unexplained nausea is not a medical mystery. The random headaches that hit you completely out of nowhere are definitely not a coincidence. When your shoulders tense up so hard they burn, it is a direct spiritual attack from a parasite losing its host. They are desperately trying to pull on the invisible energy cord that used to connect you together. They are starving in the cold and reaching out for your light. They are sitting in their own mess right now and realizing the profound void you left behind. Nobody else on this earth can soothe their demons the way you did. So they helplessly project their frantic panic and deep regret directly into the spiritual realm. Your highly sensitive nervous system is simply acting as a radar, picking up their desperate low frequency from miles and miles away. You have been waiting in wound for a very long time. You kept hoping they would suddenly wake up one morning and offer you a genuine apology. You deeply wanted them to finally acknowledge the immense sacrifice you repeatedly made for their basic survival. But a master manipulator will never give you the peaceful closure you actually deserve. They are biologically incapable of experiencing pure empathy for another human being. Your permanent silence is the only closure you will ever need. Every single time you refuse to reach out, you are permanently cutting off their vital oxygen supply. You are literally watching them suffocate on the very lies they carefully built to destroy your reputation. The intense brain fog you feel right now is just the Matrix trying to trick you into breaking your divine silence and returning to the abuse. Do not give in to that cheap illusion. You are not weak, and you are certainly not broken. You are a demonstrated warrior of light who bravely survived a covert emotional war zone. Your physical body is currently purging years of their toxic manipulation and dark programming directly from your cellular memory. The physical pain you are experiencing is simply the exact sound of your deep trauma leaving your system forever. You silently carried the heavy weight of their deep insecurity for years. You constantly shrunk your own massive presence just so they could feel tall for a moment. You deliberately dimmed your bright light so it would not accidentally blind their incredibly fragile ego. But the universe is violently removing you from that restricted space, and heaven is now demanding that you finally take up your rightful room on this earth. You are the pure empath who finally learned exactly how to use a sword. Your energetic boundaries are no longer up for public negotiation. The miserable days of letting energetic vampires casually drain your precious life force are permanently over. Every strange physical symptom you feel right now is simply a necessary birth pain because you are actively rebirthing yourself into a completely untouchable and sovereign frequency. They arrogantly thought they left you to die alone in the cold. They truly believed your beautiful light would completely extinguish without their daily breadcrumbs of validation, but they fundamentally misunderstood exactly who they were trying to destroy. You are the remnant of a divine bloodline, and you do not need their validation because heaven has already permanently signed your ultimate victory decree. You will never again serve as a disposable human battery for a parasite. The heavy invisible chains of their complex manipulation are literally shattering at your feet right now. The suffocating pressure in your chest is finally lifting, allowing you to breathe deeply once again. Breathe in your ultimate freedom, chosen one, because your long season of silent suffering has officially reached its permanent expiration date. Let me completely reframe your entire reality, right here and right now. You did not realize it at the time. You thought walking away in total silence was an act of surrender. The Matrix programming told you that leaving meant you were simply running away from a fight. But your absolute silence is actually a lethal weapon. You did not run away from anything. You strategically starved a parasite of its only vital food source. A master manipulator thrives entirely on your emotional chaos. They desperately need your angry text messages. They want your long paragraphs of explanation. Every tear you shed is just pure fuel for their incredibly hollow ego. But when you completely cut the cord and offer them absolute silence, their entire reality shatters. Your absence is a deafening roar they simply cannot escape. They are trapped inside a massive echo chamber of their own lies. And without your bright light to distract them, they are finally forced to look directly at their own darkness. This is precisely where their entire manipulation mathematically miscalculated. They assumed you would eventually crawl back and beg for their toxic breadcrumbs. They truly believed your beautiful spirit was fundamentally dependent on their fake validation. But you proved that your sovereign frequency belongs exclusively to heaven. You are the ultimate cycle breaker. You chose your own dignity over a cheap emotional reaction, and that single act of restraint handed them an eviction notice they can never appeal. You won the brutal war without even lifting a single finger. But despite this massive spiritual victory, I know exactly what you are quietly wondering today. You did the hard work. You walked completely away from the toxic matrix, but you still feel incredibly stuck in your daily life. The financial breakthrough you deserve has not manifested yet. Your daily reality feels slow and frustratingly blocked. You watch other people succeed effortlessly while you continue to struggle in the dark. You deeply sense that something crucial is missing, but you have no name for what it is. The enemy wants you to believe this delay is your own fault. They want you to think you just lack faith or discipline. Do not believe that lie, chosen one. The gap between you and the people who seem effortlessly blessed is not a character flaw. It is absolutely not a lack of willpower. It is a specific biological and spiritual frequency. Here is what they never told you. The reason the universe easily responds to certain elite people is a very specific brainwave. Scientists have a hidden name for it. They quietly call it the gamma wave, and you used to have it in abundance. It is the exact frequency your beautiful brain was naturally running when you were a small child. Back then, your pure intuition was incredibly sharp. Brilliant ideas came to you with zero effort. You somehow knew things before they even happened. In reality, the entire world felt like it was completely and magically on your side. But then, the heavy matrix programming took over. The relentless stress of the modern world crushed your spirit. The rigid school systems trained you to blindly conform instead of beautifully create. And then, the narcissist arrived to violently drain your remaining life force. You were forced directly into a permanent survival mode. Every single year, this sacred frequency was pushed deeper and deeper below the surface. The version of you with photographic memory and lightning intuition was systematically shut down. The profound synchronicities completely stopped. The comforting sense that the universe was actively working with you went entirely silent. Your brain was intentionally forced out of its natural wealth, attracting state. The people who profit from your exhaustion orchestrated this. They engineered a specific environment to suppress your divine gamma frequency before you could claim your inheritance. They needed you tired and compliant so you would never realize your true power. Most people will live their entire lives without ever knowing this crime happened to them. They will casually blame their circumstances and accept their mediocre existence. But you are not most people. You are a chosen one who feels the energetic mismatch deep inside your cellular memory. Your spirit knows exactly what was stolen from you. That heavy brain fog you experience every morning is the direct result of this massive suppression. Your deep financial struggles are just the physical symptom of a blocked spiritual frequency. You have been tirelessly fighting a massive energetic war with your hands completely tied behind your back. But that unfair advantage ends today. The dark elite are terrified because you are finally waking up. They know that if your original frequency is ever reactivated, their control over your life breaks completely. They are watching you step out of the fog with absolute dread. Because a cycle breaker with a fully restored mind is the most dangerous force on this earth. They think they won because they can no longer hear your voice. But they completely misunderstand the massive spiritual warfare they just triggered. Your silence is not an empty space. It is a highly active and incredibly destructive frequency that is systematically dismantling their false reality. Before we reveal how this operates, you must anchor your energy. Type 777 in the comments right now to physically claim this incoming miracle and lock in your frequency. Heaven is now releasing 3 specific truths about your powerful silence. You must pay close attention to this next part because the enemy tried desperately to hide this from you. The third truth is the most devastating of them all. If you miss the third one, you will completely fail to understand the sheer magnitude of your victory. The first raw truth is absolute starvation. A narcissist does not operate like a normal human being. They are an entirely hollow shell that requires constant emotional fuel just to maintain their fake mask. When you were present, even your frustrated tears served as a massive feast for their starving ego. By walking away and offering zero response, you instantly shut off their only reliable oxygen supply. They are literally suffocating in the dark. They try to provoke you through flying monkeys and hidden traps. They desperately need you to break your divine silence just to prove they still hold power over your mind. But your complete unresponsiveness is driving them completely insane. You became an impenetrable wall of ice, and their pathetic manipulation tactics are simply freezing to death right at your feet. The second undeniable truth is the terrifying echo chamber of their own guilt. When you removed your pure light from their toxic environment, you also removed their ultimate distraction, They can no longer blame their wretched behavior on your emotional reactions. Your complete absence forces them to sit quietly in a room entirely alone with their own demons. And believe me, chosen one, that is their absolute worst nightmare. They are now surrounded by shallow people who cannot offer them the profound depth you effortlessly provided. Every single day they wake up and realize the massive downgrade they actively chose. They traded a priceless diamond for a handful of incredibly cheap rocks. Your silence is a loud and constant reminder of the majestic kingdom they permanently lost access to. They are mourning a death, but they cannot admit it publicly. Which brings us to the third and most powerful truth. This is exactly where the dynamic fundamentally shifts. Read this next revelation in your spirit, because it changes everything. Your silence did not just starve them, it completely shattered their entire identity. You were always the pure mirror reflecting their hidden potential. When you finally walked away, that mirror broke into 1,000 pieces. Without your brilliant reflection to validate their existence, they do not even know who they actually are anymore. They are wandering aimlessly through the matrix, wearing a heavy mask that is quickly melting off their face. The people around them are starting to notice the massive cracks in their facade. Your silent dignity is actively exposing their frantic instability to the entire world. You did not have to say a single word to destroy them. Listen to me very closely right now, because 99% of people completely miss this massive shift. You are not just surviving a bad chapter in your life. You are gracefully executing a divine mandate. The universe specifically designed your silence to be the exact instrument of their public humiliation. They fully expected you to chase them, but instead you turned straight into your absolute highest timeline. They are checking your social media from fake accounts every single day. They are desperately looking for any tiny sign that you are miserable without them. But all they see is your magnificent, ageless glow. You are stepping into a room looking younger, brighter, and completely unbothered after everything they ruthlessly put you through. You make time itself look like an absolute fool. Their intense bitterness and ugly envy are rapidly aging them like milk left out in the hot sun. Meanwhile, your biological clock is magically reversing because you finally dropped the heavy parasite. Your profound silence is a beautiful symphony of their complete destruction. They are completely unraveling in real time, and the absolute best part is that your hands are entirely clean. Let this specific reality completely wash over your tired bones right now. You are a chosen one who successfully navigated a dark labyrinth that would have absolutely destroyed an ordinary person. You walked straight through the burning fire and emerged without even the smell of smoke on your clothes. Heaven is fiercely protecting your energy field, and the silence you hold is the exact seal of that divine protection. Before we go any further, I must interrupt this transmission. This revelation is highly classified. It is meant specifically for your ears right now. The people who profit from your exhaustion do not want you to hear this. Quiet neuroscientists working in private laboratories have finally discovered the exact key to bring your dormant gamma brainwave back to life. They discovered something incredible. You do not need long, painful meditation. You do not need expensive clinical machines. A recently published research paper from late 2025 confirmed what ancient keepers always knew. Princeton University studied this exact frequency. The Einstein Center in Berlin confirmed that the legendary flow state is driven entirely by gamma wave activity. And Columbia University discovered that when this sacred wave is reactivated in a chosen one, it actually begins to influence the people closest to your heart. Your children begin to feel it. Your partner feels the shift. A dedicated research team compressed an entire hour of brain entrainment into a simple sound wave. 7 minutes a day is all it takes to switch your genius back on. And it begins working the very first time you listen to it in the quiet comfort of your own home, completely restoring the spiritual alignment that was stolen from your life. I will tell you how to access this protected frequency before this message ends. But first, we must return to what is happening to your enemies. Your silence is creating a massive black hole in their reality. They are sitting in absolute darkness right now. Their toxic empire is crumbling from within. They used to rely on your light to fix every problem they created. And now, whenever a heavy storm hits their life, there is nobody left to save them because you permanently unplugged your energy from their artificial matrix. The situation is getting worse for them. The flying monkeys are starting to defect. People are not stupid, chosen one. They watched you suffer in silence with immense dignity while the narcissist ran around making endless noise. And now that the dust has finally settled, everyone can clearly see the raw truth, because the false narrative they built about you is completely collapsing under reality. They walk into rooms expecting praise. They are met with awkward silence instead. Their mask has become paper thin. Everyone can see the terror underneath it. They are desperately trying to find a new target to drain, but nobody wants to be anywhere near their wretched frequency because you were the solar panel that kept their artificial world alive. They wake up at 3 in the morning. A cold sweat washes over their body. Your face flashes in their mind. They feel a heavy, crushing panic. They realize with absolute horror that they threw away a diamond, and their own health is deteriorating rapidly because they no longer have your luminous energy field to shield them from spiritual attack. Stay with me right now. This next revelation is crucial. Pay close attention to this dynamic. The enemy wanted you to believe you were ruined, but your spiritual power multiplies every single day you stay silent. Every time you resist the urge to check on them, a new layer of your original ageless glow is permanently restored to your physical body while they slowly wither away in the sun. Their frantic attempts will escalate soon. You might get strange missed calls. You will see indirect posts online. They need to know if the cord is still alive. They are starving for just one tiny emotional reaction to feed their empty ego. But you are going to hand them the most brutal punishment on earth by offering them absolute unbroken silence. You are no longer the naive victim. You do not wait for a fake apology. You know your true value now. Heaven is setting up a massive public vindication that will leave your enemies completely speechless. And as the final verdict is read across the spiritual realm, every single person who doubted your light will be forced to sit in quiet awe as you step into your untouchable kingdom. Now, I need you to imagine this exact scenario clearly. They are sitting in a crowded room right now. People are talking and laughing all around them. But inside their hollow chest they feel entirely alone because your warm light is completely gone. They look at the new people they gathered to replace you. A terrifying realization hits them like a freight train. These new people are completely empty. They tried to replace a diamond with a handful of cheap glass. Now they are bleeding from the sharp edges. They desperately try to drain energy from their new supply, but it tastes like absolute poison to their starving soul because nobody else carries your specific divine frequency. You were the only pure stabilizer they ever had, and they destroyed you for nothing. They remember the exact way you used to look at them. You saw their broken pieces and offered them pure light, but they took your grace and ruthlessly threw it in the dirt. Now they are drowning in the very dirt they created while the flying monkeys quietly back away. The toxic empire is fracturing right before their panicked eyes. They cannot stop the bleeding. Let me reframe your entire reality right here. You probably thought they were living their best life without you. The Matrix programming wants you to believe they are perfectly happy, but the raw truth is they are malfunctioning on a cellular level because their body is violently rejecting the toxic environment. Their physical health is rapidly declining. They look entirely exhausted. Their skin has lost its fake glow. They are aging in dog years while you are aging backwards. The spiritual cost of their brutal betrayal is compounding every single day. They check their phone constantly, hoping to see your name pop up. They pray to a god they do not even believe in, desperately hoping for one more chance to steal your beautiful energy. Heaven has placed an iron wall around your spirit. Your profound silence is driving them completely insane. They pace the floors of their house at 3 in the morning. The quiet noise of your absence is deafening in their ears. They try to numb the pain with cheap distractions, but the heavy gravity of their massive regret always pulls them back down. They know they destroyed a true miracle. They will never forgive themselves for it. Share this specific message with one soul who is desperately crying out in the dark. Be their angel today, because someone else needs to know that the narcissist is not winning. The manipulator is losing everything they desperately tried to build because their false kingdom was built entirely on your stolen energy. Without your daily fuel, their castle is crumbling into dust. The famine has officially begun. This brings us to a critical distinction that eludes the vast majority of people. A normal person feels sad when a relationship ends, but a narcissist feels sheer existential terror when their prime energy source permanently unplugs. They do not miss your warm personality. They do not miss your jokes. They miss the way your pure light made them feel like a powerful god. Now they just feel like a monster. You are the irreplaceable chosen one who finally learned your true worth. You stopped being a disposable human battery for a parasite. Your fierce boundaries triggered a massive spiritual famine in their dark world. They are frantically reaching out into the spiritual realm to find you, but your frequency is vibrating so high they cannot even detect you anymore. You are completely invisible to their dark magic. They are swinging at empty air. They are trapped in a cold prison of their own making. Every time they try to manipulate someone new, they remember how effortlessly you understood them. They are chasing a high they will absolutely never reach again. Your pure, empathic nature was a once-in-a-lifetime miracle, and they arrogantly threw it away because they thought they could easily find another you out there in the world. But there is no one else like you. You are an exclusive masterpiece, handcrafted by heaven itself. The deep void you left inside them is completely unfillable. They try to pour new people into that massive hole, but the energy just leaks right out. They are empty and cold and entirely desperate, while they try to convince the world that they are doing perfectly fine. But the act is getting incredibly exhausting. The cracks are showing. They smile for the cameras and post happy pictures online, but their eyes are completely dead and hollow. The people closest to them are starting to ask very uncomfortable questions. The carefully constructed mask is slipping in front of the exact people they desperately need to impress. The whispers behind their back are growing louder. The flying monkeys are waking up. They are losing control of the false narrative they aggressively spun. The brutal lies they told about you are beginning to completely unravel. Someone asked about you recently, and they literally choked on their own words. The heavy panic in their throat was visible to everyone in the room. They suddenly realized they have absolutely no power over your name anymore, because the truth is finally marching out into the open light. They are standing right on the terrifying edge. A massive public collapse is imminent. This is the exact moment the universe has been carefully preparing. You waited in profound silence while they ran around making endless noise. You held your peace when every fiber of your being wanted to scream the raw truth. And because you handed the pen directly to heaven, the vengeance that is falling right now is completely flawless. The ultimate vindication you prayed for in the dark is happening right out in the open light. Watch what happens next. It is mathematically precise. They are walking into a room filled with the exact people they used to gossip with. They are wearing their shiny fake mask, expecting everyone to bow down to their illusion. But the atmosphere in the room has entirely shifted. Nobody is smiling at them. Nobody is rushing to offer them validation. The room is dead, silent. They open their mouth to tell another lie about you, but before they can even finish the sentence, the mask completely shatters. Someone in the crowd, finally speaks up. The flying monkeys who used to blindly follow them are suddenly asking the hardest questions. The undeniable truth about their toxic manipulation is dragged directly into the bright light. They are exposed. They have absolutely nowhere left to hide. They look around frantically for a familiar face to save them. They desperately look for you, because in the past you were always the pure empath who jumped in to rescue them from their own messes. But you are not there. Your chair is completely empty. The beautiful solar panel has been permanently unplugged, and without your light to soften the brutal blow, the heavy weight of their own karma crushes them into the dirt. This is not happening in private. It is a public, irreversible collapse. They are completely melting down in front of the very audience they spent years trying to impress. Their hands are shaking and their voice is breaking. The deep arrogance they always carried has been violently stripped away. They are standing naked in their own shame, while the entire room watches them unravel in real time. Every single lie they ever told is circling back to choke them. They wanted you buried deep in the ground, but instead they became the shovel that dug up your magnificent treasure. They thought they were burying a victim, but they were actually planting a powerful seed. Now you are blooming into an untouchable masterpiece while they are suffocating in the dark soil of their own making. The agonizing weight of their regret hits them all at once. They realize, in front of everyone, that they threw away a rare diamond just to collect a handful of worthless rocks. They try to backpedal and defend themselves, but the words sound pathetic and hollow. The people in the room are disgusted by the raw truth. The flying monkeys turn their backs and quietly walk away. The toxic empire is completely empty. They are left entirely alone with the terrifying echo of your profound silence. They fall to their knees in the wreckage of their own illusion. They are crying real tears now, but nobody cares because the tears are purely for themselves. They do not regret hurting you. They regret losing the massive benefits your pure light provided. They are mourning the death of their own fake godhood. But the spiritual verdict is already signed and sealed. That restraint was not a weakness. That silence was a lethal weapon. That single act of choosing your own dignity over your cheap revenge handed the verdict to a heavenly court. They absolutely cannot appeal. You won the war without ever lowering yourself to their wretched level. The universe fought the battle for you while you simply rested in your divine power. Your vindication is complete. The heavy chains of their dark manipulation are completely shattered. The intense brain fog that plagued your mornings is violently clearing right now. The heavy weight on your chest is permanently lifted. You are breathing the pure air of a cycle breaker who successfully transcended the matrix. You are stepping straight into your ageless glow. They are desperately watching you from a distance. They see you thriving and glowing in ways they never thought possible. You are completely unbothered by their existence. They are a tiny speck of dust in your rearview mirror. You have reclaimed your brilliant sovereign frequency. You are the ultimate sun, and they are just a shadow that is rapidly fading away into nothingness. You walked into this season bleeding from deep wounds inflicted by people who were completely blind to your true worth. They tried to break your beautiful spirit. They tried to dim your bright light. But look at you now. You are no longer waiting in wound for a fake apology from a master manipulator. You have permanently transcended their toxic matrix. While they are publicly unraveling in the dark, you are stepping boldly into your untouched royal power. The intense spiritual exhaustion you carried for years is completely shattering right here and right now. You are standing at the exact threshold of your ultimate freedom. The heavy chains of their dark manipulation have fallen to the floor. You are breathing the pure air of a true cycle breaker. But there is a specific reason your massive financial breakthrough has been sitting at the door without coming in. You feel the block every single day. It is not what the world coldly told you. It is not a lack of faith, and it is certainly not a divine punishment. It is a deeply suppressed biological signal. It is a specific brainwave frequency that your brain was running effortlessly as a brilliant child. The elite matrix systematically pushed your original gamma wave into a deep sleep. They forced you into stressful schools. They locked you into a brutal survival routine. And they sent energetic vampires to violently drain your remaining light. They knew exactly what they were doing. Princeton University studied this exact brainwave in strict secret. The Einstein Center in Berlin officially confirmed that the legendary flow state, sought by every monk and artist, is driven entirely by gamma. Columbia University discovered that a strong gamma signal actually radiates outward like a massive beacon. It actively influences the people closest to you. Your children and your partner desperately need you to be completely whole. The dark elite knew this and actively tried to keep your frequency entirely suppressed. But after years of quiet research, a dedicated team of neuroscientists compressed an entire gamma activation protocol into a 7-minute audio track. You require absolutely no meditation and no forced mantras. You simply close your eyes and put on a pair of headphones. You let the specific sound wave do exactly what the modern world spent decades undoing. It effortlessly reactivates the genius state you were originally born with. It is called the Genius Song. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to miraculously unlock their blocked finances and completely heal their broken relationships. A nurse from California said her life now feels beautifully enchanted. A business owner from Texas said the gamma wave figures out his hardest problems while he simply sleeps. A woman from New York said the heavy generational curse her family carried for decades is now permanently gone. The dark elite have quietly paid thousands of dollars for clinical biofeedback sessions to access what the Genius Song delivers in just 7 minutes. They would strongly prefer this sacred tool remain completely out of reach for people exactly like you. But through this specific message alone, you can claim this activation today for a tiny fraction of its true value. This is a divine appointment that heaven perfectly orchestrated for you to find today. Listen to my voice very carefully right now. Do not look for this track on popular streaming platforms. The forces that benefit from your gamma staying dormant have actively flooded the internet with fake versions. The copies circulating on those platforms contain absolutely no brain entrainment technology. They are completely diluted counterfeits designed by the Matrix to lower your vibration. The authentic and fully activated version of the Genius Song is available exclusively through the protected link in the description and the pinned comment below. When you claim your access today, 4 powerful bonuses are waiting for you inside the portal. You will receive a specific audio track engineered exclusively for your children to build their focus and confidence. You will also unlock the original classic prosperity book that the secret was secretly built upon. The universe does not require you to take a single risk today. You are fully protected by an ironclad divine guarantee. This is an energetic exchange governed by absolute trust. If you do not feel the massive shift you truly deserve, your seed is fully restored to you without any question. Heaven ensures your complete safety in this physical transition. The enemy will try to whisper financial doubt into your left brain right now. The Matrix will tell you to hesitate and calculate the cost. Silence that voice immediately. That hesitation is the exact Matrix programming designed to keep you broke and entirely exhausted. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, heaven demands your immediate obedience. God does not measure your faith by your logical thoughts. He measures it by your physical speed of obedience. Do not let the dark elite steal this massive breakthrough from your royal bloodline. The window of multiplication is standing wide open, but it requires a physical anchor on Earth to activate. Step boldly through the portal before they scrub this document forever. The chosen one who hesitates at the threshold simply becomes the chosen one who always wonders what could have been. Do not wait for a better moment. because this is the only moment that actually matters. The specific link is waiting for you in the description and in the pinned comment below. Claim your authentic copy of the Genius song right now. Your original gamma frequency is waiting to be beautifully reactivated. Your massive destiny is finally ready to be unlocked. Walk straight through the open door.